Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. So, how are you doing, my Cancerians? So, if you saw the spirit messages, I said that I wanted to do something to help us maybe work on releasing some things that we don't need to bring into 2020. Now, for some of us, we've already been working on it, been healing, been moving forward. For a few of us, we've been kind of like, you know what, it is what it is. I'll deal with it when I deal with it. What I want to do is use the tough shit tarot to kind of help us deal with things that maybe need to be brought to light. Maybe some bad habits, some stuff that we've been stuck on, things that are holding us back. Maybe we don't even know it, but maybe it's something that could be detrimental to our growth in 2020. So I feel like if we can kind of put a focal point, maybe we can, if you really want to change it, you can change it. Now, of course, if you don't want to work on it, you don't have to work on it. You can let it be what it is. But for those that want to let go or cut or release, baggage or dead weight that could be traveling with them into 2020, I want to kind of address that. We're going to do that with the Tough Shit Tarot. It's very bold, direct, straight to the point, which is why I like it. It kind of puts things right in perspective. So we're going to see for Cancers, what is it that you need to release that you may not want to bring into 2020? Cancers, Cancer, Cancer. Tough Shit Tarot, Cancer. What are the messages? Let's see. All right, let's see what we got. You believe that your gossip is well intentioned, but when you look closer, you realize that it's mostly self serving. Look inward at your own fear and jealousies. Your current love interest is a great fit for you, but you're showing your love or your affection in an unhealthy way. If you aren't careful, you may drive them away. Despite your best efforts to pretend otherwise, your emotions are bubbling to the surface and are begging to be heard. If you can identify with the emotion and express them in a healthy way, you may just make it out of the situation alive. Try seeing a therapist, writing, or meditating. Be careful not to burn any bridges or inappropriately take your feelings out on loved ones at this time. Your physical environment is cluttered, filled with old energy. Clean your home, remodel, change the layout of your furniture in order to update the present time energy in your home. The challenges you are currently facing are not actually your problem. Give yourself permission to let go and walk away. Your constant need for perfectionism is the source of physical illness in your body. Try opening your mind to something you never believed you could accept. You will experience a positive change in your body. So the first thing, which may be the obvious thing for a lot of people, is the environment. For some of you, there could be things in your environment that are stagnant. Now, I was told a long time ago that certain low-level energies are attracted to clutter, which makes sense. You got piles of things in there. The energy isn't moving. It's not flowing. So there's stagnation. For some of you, you may have to look at your environment and figure out, where is it that I'm just hoarding or putting things in a corner or piling things up because maybe I don't want to deal with it. Maybe I'm too tired. I'm depressed. I don't feel like dealing with it. You could even live in an environment that may not be your own. Maybe you had to move in with somebody and there's a ton of clutter there that seems to be causing some type of confusion or stagnation in your life. For some of you, you may have to go in and clean and redirect this energy, throw things away. Now, if you live with somebody else, that could be a little bit challenging. But for those that this is in your environment, there may be a time where you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to do a spring cleaning now. I'm going to get a trash can, get trash bags or whatever, and start throwing things away. I even said that the other day because I feel like for a lot of people, if you go into the new year with this old energy of stuff still piled up, you literally kind of go into it with the same confusion and stagnation that you had in 2019. So if you want to release that, you might want to come in with a clean slate, which means for some of you, really getting in your pantries, getting in your closet, donating clothes, things that you don't need, your garage, gutting things out. If it feels like it's not being used, if you feel like it has no use in your life, then it may be a time to get rid of it, because if you don't, that energy kind of sits there And for some of you, you're going to pile more stuff onto it. You're just going to come in with the 2020 stuff. Like, all right, here's a box here. Let's add this to that. Here's another shirt I just bought. Let's add this to that. And for a lot of you, you don't want the energy because it's making you feel very um, stuck. There's a confusion. I can't think straight. It's almost like I want to clean, but all I'm doing is moving things from corner to corner. I'm not really getting rid of stuff. So for some of you, it's not literally organizing. It's just that you have too much and it's piling up and it's starting to cause confusion, frustration, a lack of energy. Some of you, I feel like this could even be depression, looking at a room or something and just going, oh God, I wish. So if you need, recruit somebody, come in and say, look, I just need you to help. If you're able to afford somebody to come in and clean, do that. But it looks like you need to go ahead and get this energy moving forward. For some of you, you're dealing with an issue of perfectionism, wanting to be seen a certain way, wanting people to look at you a certain way. And it could be to the point of a detriment for you. It's like, I got to have the best clothes, or my hair has to be done this way, or I have to drive this car, or my house has to be a certain way. For some of you, it could be the stress of your house not being perfect that is causing an illness or causing you to stress out. For some of you, you may be worried about what other people are saying, but it is showing that you have to be really patient and kind with yourself, especially if you've gone through something. I know a lot of people sometimes when they're grieving, it's hard for them to, think about cleaning the closet out. It's like, my heart is breaking. I'm not in the mood to do this. For some people, if you're going through a depression, it's easy to throw your clothes and stuff in the corner. And I've been there. So I understand, I get out, throw my clothes in the corner. And at the end of the week, you got a pile about this high because you don't feel like dealing with it. So for some of us, we may be dealing with this energy of saying, I want to feel better, but I don't know if I can feel better, or this clutter is getting to me, or people are going to look at me a certain way because my house isn't this way, or things are not going the way that I want them to go. And I know for a lot of cancers, if your environment is not good and conducive for growth, a lot of you don't feel comfortable, and it's because you're very sensitive to energies. If you're attracting low level vibrations, you feel that. And for some of you, you can get trapped in that energy. So if you feel like things are not perfect, they may not be. This is life. There's nothing that is perfect. For some of you, you may have to come to the conclusion, okay, it's not what I want. I need to go ahead and figure out a solution to it. How do I move it forward? Do I throw things away? Do I get people to come in? Do I get a housekeeper so that when people come over, my house or my environment looks better and I feel better? So for some of you, it may be a simple shift. Now, if you're going through depression or grieving, there's nothing simple about that. But it could be just starting with, I'm just going to get one area. I'm going to take this area and I'm going to throw things away, and I'm going to keep this area clean for a week. I'm not going to put anything there because it makes me feel better. And for some of you, if you like me, when you start really throwing things away, it's like the weight of the world is lifted off your shoulders. Now, for some people, challenges that are not yours, this is dealing with other people's shit. You could be thinking, oh, I'm helping this person out. Sometimes it's just wanting to be included. It is showing that for some, you could be getting caught up in gossip. Oh, this is going on with this person and that person. And next thing you know, you're caught up in the drama of a situation, but it's not really your situation to be in. So you got to be really careful that you're not taking on other people's energy, their problems, because you wanted the juiciness of it. For some of you, I feel there's a boredom and you're looking for some excitement. Go create something. Go on an adventure. Go do something for you. For a lot, don't get caught up, especially on social media where it's like, oh, I got to type. Let me go ahead and put my 2 cents in on this post. And then all of a sudden, everybody's coming at you and you're on the computer for 2 hours going back and forth with people that are non-factors, that you don't have anything to do with them. There's no growth there. So for some of you, you might have to really say, you know what? I'm not a part of this. It's not my shit. Be really, really careful that you don't get caught up in stuff that is not yours, because for a lot of you, it's a distraction. And it's why you're not moving forward. It's because you're getting distracted by nonsense, by bullshit that has nothing to do with you. So if you're caught in that energy, you need to start cutting ties. You know what? I'm sorry you're going through that. I'm going to say a prayer for you. I'm going to light a candle for you, but I got to move forward. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can contribute to this. If there's a drama and you're all of a sudden your name is put in it, I'm sorry, I don't know who said that. I have nothing to do with it. You got to figure it out. You do what you have to do, but I got to move forward. Don't get caught up in situations that are not conducive to your growth, Cancer, because all it is distractions. Now, I do see for a lot of you, you may be in these situations because you don't feel like you're being heard, or you feel like you're not a part of a group, or there's a disconnect where maybe some of you feel like I need to express some things, I need to say some things, but maybe I don't know how to do it in a healthy way. So I get caught up in toxic relationships because it gives me an outlet. For some of you, it's like looking at a soap opera, like, oh, I can manipulate this because it'll make me feel better, but it really isn't who you are. You're not being heard. You're dealing with other people's problems, but you may not be dealing with your problems. So for some of you, you got to make sure that you're not using these other situations as a distraction because you don't want to deal with things that you have to deal with. Um, some of you may need to get into journaling, putting your thoughts and stuff on paper. Some of you may be connecting with meditation. For a few of you, you may be going to a therapist and saying, this, I feel disconnected. I feel bored. I need excitement. What do I do? How do I open that door? How do I correct this? For some of you, this was a energy of never feeling heard. So you've always found yourself in other people and other people's things. So you really don't know how to stand in your own energy. And it could be very scary. Like, oh, wow, so this is my problem. Now how do I fix this? I know how to fix their problem, but I don't know how to fix mine. Some of you may be feeling this thing of, do I fix it? There's confusion. There's confusion. So you may be out of your element when it comes to working on you, but that's the most important thing. You need to be your own priority. These other people, regardless of what you put in or don't put in, they're going to go on with their life. You still got to come back and deal with whatever the situation you're trying not to fix, whatever you're trying to distract yourself from. And for some of you, you may need therapy, you may need to journal, or you may need to connect with meditation or spirit to figure out what the problem is that needs to be corrected so you can let go of this need to step in and take care of everybody else. A lot of you are becoming enablers in situations that you don't need to be in because you want to be needed. You want to be heard. But there are healthier ways to do that besides getting caught up in drama. Now, for some of you, you could be in a relationship or have a friendship or connections where people want to move it to a next level or move it towards something that is healthy. Maybe you haven't seen healthy. For some of you, you may be thinking, this is not what I want. You may have an opportunity to be in something that facilitates healing in you, but you're not really sure how to connect to that energy or the person. So some of you may be purposely holding people at arm's length because you don't want to get hurt. You don't know properly how to move forward in relationships. And for some people, this may be because nobody taught you. There may be issues of wanting to love, but not knowing how to love and trying to figure out how do you cultivate relationships with people where you're vulnerable when you don't know how to be vulnerable. So I do feel that if you don't work on that, some of you are going to drive away people that really want to love you, that want to be a part of your life, but because you don't know how to receive that love or you don't know how to reciprocate it, you're throwing up barriers. You're distractions. Don't love me. I got these problems I got to fix over here with my friend. Don't love me. I don't have time for you. I got things that I got to do. But for some of you, this is part of what you have to work on, your relationships with people, being able to be vulnerable, being able to open up, and being able to allow yourself to love and be loved. So if you're struggling with that and you can't get past it, it may be time that you go talk to a therapist or somebody that can kind of help you with that heart chakra, help you move that block. And a lot of it is fear, trust issues, but it is showing that you're purposely pushing people away because you don't want to make that connection and you don't want to be vulnerable. Now, for some of you, I do feel that there is a connection with spirit, that this could be even being very intuitive. And some of you may be feeling people where you're attracted to people that need to be fixed. Be really careful that it's not a bad thing to do it to one or two people. Oh, let me help you. Let me be there for you. Let me give you guidance. Let me do what I do. But for some of you, you're creating communities of people that you're collecting that are damaged, that it's like, okay, Let me work with you. And you may be doing that because you're damaged. There's a part of you that connects to that energy. But you have to understand that if you don't have people that are healing, that are being proactive in their healing, you can get stuck in that too. So if you're going to go ahead and step out on faith and start helping people and rescuing people, make sure that you cross that bridge where you've healed and you know how to get past that. You know how to walk that person over. If not, you're going to have people that pull you into their energy and keep you there in that brokenness. And a lot of you are there. You're too complacent. You're comfortable. So if you want to move forward, you're definitely going to have to draw boundaries with people and say, look, I can't help you with this. I'll pray for you or I'll do the best I can, but I got to move forward because I have to heal. I have to cultivate healthy relationships with people. I have to understand how to love people and be loved. And for a lot of you, because you are healers and you're drawn towards people that need your help, you're really going to have to be very stern with your boundaries. I'm sorry I can't help you, but you can't go back 2 days later and go, you know what, let me do this. Let me take care of it. Make sure that you're not taking on the problem. It's one thing to help somebody with a solution to a problem. It's a whole nother thing to take over the whole equation of saying, I got to fix it. I got to fix it. You sit over there and you let me fix it because you're not helping them, because next month they're going to be in the same situation and you'll be back at that same level. And then it's like, okay, how do I move forward when I keep getting pulled back? How do I move forward for me in my healing, in my evolution, in my development if I keep getting pulled back? And you got to take accountability for that. And a lot of you are going to have a hard time because it goes against your nature of wanting to help everybody, wanting to be there for everybody, but you can't fix everything. And you can't keep using it as a crutch or a distraction to keep you from being who you're supposed to be, from elevating and growing and your knowledge and your spirituality. You can't let these things hold you back because you're going to be miserable. You are going to be miserable, and it's going to be broken people trying to help broken people, and there's no growth. There's no movement, no proactive movement forward if you don't get there. So be really careful that you don't get stuck in that energy. Work on your heart chakra. Work on your boundaries. Work on letting go of expectations or these things of everything has to be perfect for you to move forward. They don't have to be perfect, but they have to be healthier, which means that you have to disconnect from toxic situations, toxic people that distract that growth, that distract you from your own personal healing. And for you, you have to work on your own personal healing. If not, you won't be able to save anybody cancer. So make sure that going into the new year that you're accountable for what you're trying to do, who you're trying to save, and that you're being honest about your healing too, that you're not allowing people to distract you from things that you need to fix within yourself to put you in a healthier place. You can't help people. You won't be able to heal people if you're not healed yourself. All right, Cancer, I love you.